To the Val Val Show, where conversation is art. Conversation is art. Conversation is art. You should chime in. Ain't no telling where to start on the Val Show. Ain't no telling the Val Val Show. You know, ain't no telling where we go on the Val Val Show. Ain't no ceiling, cause the art of conversation is the flow. It's that creativity available when we speak, available in our homes, available in the streets. We just trying to get it sparking and take it a little deeper. Keep it casual while fireside chatting with our people. Yeah, we take it a little deeper. It get hot when we fireside chatting with our people. Cause conversation is art. Conversation is art. You should chime in. Ain't no telling what'll spark on the Val. The Val Val Show. The Val Val Show.
Well, hello there.
Hello
Welcome.
there.
Going
Thank you for having me.
y'all. Hey,
My friend.
What's up, brother?
Man, if
Yes,
I can
sir.
fight
So
through
ladies
this
and
little
gentlemen,
echo, I'll be all right.
yeah, I think we'll make it okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to the show. Conversation is art, and tonight we will have none other than a very creative young man. I think I'm a little older than him, so I can say on the show with us tonight. He is an extraordinary
Barely.
person. I mean, really, he is really extraordinary. Done a lot of things. His resume is long, and he a Birmingham native, and he's done a lot of things right here in the city of Birmingham that's been very positive. One I can remember being one Black Men Club. I think that's correct. And so,
I was gonna wear that
ladies
shirt.
and gentlemen, what you gonna wear that shirt?
I was
Yeah,
gonna
so
wear that shirt, but I chose Urban Ham instead.
Urban Ham. We'll find out
Yeah.
what Urban Ham is in a minute. But ladies and gentlemen, you can catch us streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. We're not yet using Twitter, but we shall in the very near future. I hope you all have had a very good week since we get together, and that our Cook Song Val Show, Cook Song catching on, and that you are rocking to the beat of the Val and Val Show. So, ladies and gentlemen, oh, you no longer. Valerie is sitting in the corner, and we have this dude called Ivor Williams. What's up, brother?
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You know, you're a hero to me. So the fact that I'm on this show, it means a lot. You know, people say they appreciate you, but you know, other people show it. So, you know, I'm just really kind of giddy about it. Thank you.
Hey, Val.
Yeah.
Now, you ain't tell me you had paid Ivor to say all that.
I'm gonna put the invoice in the mail.
I guess the shit clear. Yeah. Yeah. So, saying, Val, that the sound is skipping. Get the technician in the back room to take care of that, please.
I don't know why the sound is skipping. I can't listen. It says streaming.
Yeah.
Hey, that's beyond my
Your pay
scope
grade.
right now.
But I tried to make our studio sound a little bit larger than just. That's why I said get the technician in the back.
Yeah.
So tell us what's going on with you.
Oh man. First thing I want to talk about is that t-shirt. That's urbanham.com, Russell McClinton's company. And you can find out all about what's going on in the city at urbanham.com. And then, you know, I just want to encourage people to buy Black, spend their money with Black companies, hire Black businesses. give those people in the community a chance. And so that's just how I want to start things off.
Okay. That's a
Well,
good
that's very
concept. That's a
important.
good concept.
Every
Because
time I'm on something, I try to wear something from
That's
a
really
local
important.
Black business.
well, let me share this with you, Iva, and you brought that up because my daughter, she had no desire to remain in Birmingham. I mean, her goal was as soon as she graduated from college, she went to Alabama, which I think you're also alumni, correct?
I attended. I wasn't blessed to be an
Bless.
alumnus.
Well, you went, so that counts. So,
I'm
but
finishing up at Miles College. Go Bears.
okay, go there. My nephew is alumni from there. So anyway, she had no desire to stay here because she felt that as a young Black person, female, that she was not going to have opportunities. So after researching, she chose to leave Birmingham to move to Dallas, which, and I'm not saying this because my daughter, they lost a dynamic talent. However, it worked well for her with her being a marketing and PR person. She got out there, got some on the job training, and as a result, started her own business. So she's an entrepreneur. Um, times two. So we're trying to get Valton straightened out, y'all. Okay. So, with what you have proposed would be great. So what do you have to try to hold that talent here? Because it's so much potential here. I always feel like we just right at the burst of it and just cannot
I'm not
tip
the
it
person.
over.
I'm not the person to ask that question because I'm
Why?
the person. I'm the person that's going to motivate young people to leave Birmingham,
Oh,
to
you are. You're
go
gonna put
out,
them out.
kick them out the nest. You know what I'm saying? Let them know it's a big world. You can always come home. You can
True.
always come home. And we do need to have opportunities for that. But the first thing I'm always going to say is get out the
Okay.
nest. You know what I'm saying? It's like if a child wants to go to an out of state school and you can
Yeah.
make that possible financially, do that. Broaden your horizons. I'm very proud of the work that I've done in Birmingham, but I could have been doing this work in Germany. I could have been doing this work in France. So I would love for our children to think globally instead of just, coming back home. But like to your point, I think that I have tried very hard to empower young people, young adults, old adults, as it relates to community development, economic development. Part of what I do for a living is taking a person's company, um, putting some PR spin.
Okay.
I have a PR person that works on work. I want to call out Lindsay McAdory on that. Young Black man here in Birmingham, does all of my creative work. And his company is Mac Mail. So he helps me with all of the marketing pieces. Their company is excellent with doing logos, doing all of that work. And so then let's just say, somebody wanted to get into graphic design and all of that stuff. Those opportunities are out there. If I had it all over to do again, I think I'd be a graphic designer. I mean, they are making money right now. You know what I'm saying? And but nevertheless, giving people opportunities here, helping young people get elected. I put, a lot of work into Mayor. I'm a big fan of Crystal Smitherman and Clinton Woods and all of the young people that want to put in the work and get involved. That's what I'm trying to do. I have a protege that I'm trying to pour into right now. I told Valton, I'm seriously out the game. Politics, as far as campaigns and stuff, I'm done with. But I have a lot of resources, and that's clearly not all for me. It's to pass on to other people, younger generations, or even peers. You know, I want to be somewhat of a help in that arena. Networks are important.
Well, Ivan, let me go and going back to what I originally said. But the thing that bothered me is that, of course, and I'm I've been everywhere. I've been in the military, so I've traveled extensively. One of the things I just told my son, who will graduate from UAB next spring, he's a computer science major with a minor in math, and him starting to look for jobs. I said, Cameron, look for some overseas jobs. You know, you're young. There's so much more out here. But the part I don't like, and yes, you need to tell them leave the nest and broaden their wings, but you don't want them to have such a disdain for here. And that was kind of what my daughter was like, I hate Birmingham. It's regressive and I don't want to be here. So even with her leaving, it's not like she left and said, well, I'll come back later on, maybe. She has no desire to
I'm glad
return.
she I'm
But
glad she doesn't. I'm glad she doesn't. Um I love home. I love Birmingham. We'll talk about my podcast coming up, but I love this city. But if you are looking, if you're a young person or middle-aged person that is looking for more culture, if you're looking for more experiences, it's not here and it's not going to be here. And, I'm one of those glass half empty, keep it real people with you. And, the powers that be, if you will, have spent a lot of time, money, and resources to keep this a town. And so if here again, if somebody wants to do more, I'm sorry, I'm not the one to talk to. I'm gonna send them out.
Yeah.
Well, I feel you on that. I can agree with that. I agree with that.
But now, if you want to retire and come back or something like that and pitch here, we'll be glad to have you. This city has so much talent, and now that I have been clear about what I would prefer, this city has plenty of talent. This city has plenty of opportunities, and I hate to be critical, but young people have got to put in the time. They've got to put in the work. They've got to pay the dues. And, it's a microwave society, but some of our young people don't even know what they don't know yet. And so what I would suggest is, I believe in mentoring, not just mentoring young people, but mentoring professionals around here. Again, that's where networks are involved. The same person that you may want to, speak with, or that's a perfect partnership, or whatever the case may be. I probably grew up with them. I probably have eaten dinner at their house. I probably have a very different relationship with them. And those are the dudes that I'm talking about. You can spend all the time you want to trying to get to know Valton, getting through his gatekeeper. You can he's not gonna trust you right off. That could be Valerie too. Or you can call me and I'm gonna say, look, it's a friend of mine that wants to do this, and they're gonna say, okay. The point I'm making here is for young people, expand your network and pay your dues, and then people will lift you up. I had no idea or no thought of going into podcasting, but I was encouraged to do that. I had no intention on getting on this show, but or any show, but Valton invited me. So prepare yourself so that when those opportunities come, you're ready. I truly believe in an education, higher education, getting a job, but the sooner you can get into the workforce and learn to apply that scholarship to application, the better. Those relationships and experience go a long way.
Right. So you mentioned that you did this. You came on the show, and we thank you for coming on. Now, you are a funny man too.
Now that's what tripped me out. Some of your Facebook stuff is off the chain. I mean, I have to get off that thing, man, because you and Jude have me dying. And then, and then when Jude started talking about Daryl Jackson and putting those little characters on there with Daryl's
Yeah.
face, man, y'all
Yeah.
have me going. So I understand that you are somewhat of a Facebook comedian, but are you going on stage anytime in the future?
All right, y'all gonna get tired of me with these shout outs, but Narado Moore and Mike Michael McCall challenged me about 10 years ago, right? They were like, "You are so funny, you need to go on stage." They're both stand-up comedians. And so I went on stage, I did it. I can say I checked off that box, and I'm not going back on stage. But as far as what it's been interesting. I think I've done two things. I share that I think are funny, and some people think it's hilarious. Some people can't stand it. It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Right.
And I also don't take myself very seriously at all. I've been beaten up, busted over the head for things I've done and haven't deserved. You know what I'm saying? So I just don't have very thin skin at all. And it gives you the courage, if you will, because actually I'm a very shy person, believe it or not.
Really?
But
okay.
Yeah, I'm very shy. But these things give you I'm gonna use the analogy that my little protege, she said, you got Beyonce, then you got Sasha Fierce, right? So I have Iva and then Pi. And so, Pi is the one that don't care about what he say, what he put out there. Right. And, I just make a story and a joke about everything. And it's my way of interacting because here again, I'm a shy person. So that gives me a creative space, a fun space to, do some things. It has
it's fun.
Ivan, let's talk about this podcast then. So what is this podcast going to be about?
Oh man, it's gonna be about Birmingham.
Okay.
It's a lot of people are familiar with podcasts that are entertaining, a weekly thing or something like that. But then you have podcasts that are more of a series, right? And so just to give you an idea, the first 3 parts that I'll be doing will be on my father and my grandfather, my great grandparents. Who does this dude think he is to come on here and even attempt to what gives me a right to present my Birmingham, right? And so that's going to set the foundation. And then going back to what we were talking about off camera, the first real series that I'm going to do is my 20 years dealing with the Birmingham Waterworks Board. And John Archibald is going to do that podcast with me. So you can imagine he's going to bring his perspective, history, that whole 9 yards to the table. I'm going to do a podcast on Carol Reynolds and let her give her opinion on her career and how it, took a really bright turn when she got involved with WTAT. I mean, they give her the business on there. And so, a lot of people, places, and things here in Birmingham that I cherish, that I love. And so I want to, it's kind of like a lot of people have asked me to write a book and I just don't know how, but I think this podcast will, allow me to be entertaining as well as, being factual about Birmingham.
So you're gonna do
Informing.
more of a storytelling with the podcast, and I think also it'll be historical as well. And
Correct.
I don't know if you read this book before, because I think one of the biggest eye openers for even the civil rights movement in Birmingham for me was this book written by I think her name is Carrie McWaters.
Mm-hmm.
Diane McWaters, I think is her name, and it's called Carry Me Home.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually a white female grew up in Mount Brook.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said, left Birmingham, moved to New York, very diverse,
Mm-hmm.
totally from what she was raised in, and ended up with friends, black, Jewish, every race, and
Right.
everything else. So it led her thinking, wait a minute, I need to go back home and ask some questions. Hence the name of the book. Now, I think
I
she won a
think I
Pulitzer
heard of
Prize,
that.
but her look, it set the world on fire. The
Mm-hmm.
over the mouth folks was hot. The
Right.
people, the black
I
community was hot
remember that book.
because she did not.
That's
I
right.
mean, she didn't mince her words on both sides of the thing. But I think the
That's
most
right.
important thing for me, it told every aspect of how these communities came about in Birmingham, both from on the black side, as we called it, and on the white side, was that it was just as much of inner turmoil within the white community as was always just shown in the black community. It was like Vestavia came about because this subset of Mount Brook, you had to be old money to be a true Mount Brookian.
That's
Then
right.
Vestavia was the folks that worked hard, and then Homewood was kind of like, okay, y'all the subservient version of white people. Go down there and live. So you can imagine, write something like that in a book.
Right.
Yeah.
And it brought
Well,
out
you know,
it brought out the geographical racism of
Yeah.
Birmingham. I thought that
right,
was
right. Now, Ava, you mentioned something about, people may have an idea or a thought in the back of their minds, but they won't say it to you, of course. What gives him the right and a platform to talk about my Birmingham? In those two words alone speak volumes. My Birmingham. It is your Birmingham you're talking about from your perspective. So if anybody has something to say to you and step to you like that, that is your platform. This is the way
exactly.
you see Birmingham through your eyes. You follow me? Nobody gives us a
I
right to
couldn't
have,
agree with you more. I couldn't agree
you
with
know,
you more. And not only do I have on this Urban Ham shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
right.
But if you'll see in the background, you'll see all of the mayors from Richard Arrington, Bernard Kincaid,
Okay.
all the way across, including
Right.
Roderick Royal, Carol
Mm-hmm.
Smitherman, Larry Langford,
Right.
William Bell, Randall Whitfin. I worked with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with all of them.
Okay.
I have worked with and been mentored by giants at the Southern Company. I was born and raised on Miles College. I think that, kind of lending to what you're saying here, Valton, if people give me a chance, if they'll listen to the podcast, if they'll check it out, I think they'll be very interested, because when I say my Birmingham, I'm talking about my lens, information you have no idea, players
Right.
that were involved
Right.
that you never knew about, how this person knows this person. There are intricacies there that I can share without it being a tell-all type of seedy thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just,
Yeah.
you know, crazy names like Dale Davis just came to mind. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, man, Dale went from being a barber to a respected economic developer because Mayor William Bell took him under his wing. Right.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's like going back to Valerie's point. There are some people here that can put you on. There are some people here,
Yeah.
if you do want to do something, there are people here. But the problem is people want to go into business. They got their own idea and they think they got it right. You know, I have been in business with people. I've done it. You know, I'm not trying to sit here on a high horse. I've been that person to go into business, didn't have the marketing dollars to invest. If you don't have them in the beginning, you ain't gonna have them anytime along the way. If you don't buy your business insurance up front, you know, you ain't gonna afford it down the way. And young people are like, no, I want to sell, and y'all don't support us. You know, it's a way to do business. And so, you know, those individuals that are here, you know, I hope they see this podcast. I hope they give me a call. I want to help people, but you can't come to me for help and tell me what you're gonna do now. Not when I've been doing this. I get paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? So I've gotten a little older and ornery. So it's like, you know, if you think you know how to do it, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? I got plenty to do over here. But if you really want some help, I can help you. Valton can help you. Valerie can help you. There are a lot of people out there that have already paid for something you trying to buy.
And you know what, Ivy, you brought something to my mind with my daughter. You know, she's marketing, right? And she said, you know, people will come to her and they like, and I'm exaggerating this, of course. I ain't got but $10 for marketing. She was like, well, that's what you're going to get. And she says marketing is so deep down on the list of things. So she was like, if you have a product that you believe in, you have got to get it out there. Now, this is what she struggled with now. She said, oh my God, Mom, she said, I don't want to throw away folks your age. She said, but I tell them, no, there are no more flyers that you're putting on stuff. It's all electronic. You got to. I know you hate social media, but if you want to be in this game,
that's right.
I got to create you an IG, a Twitter. And she said she tried to tell them, you don't have to get caught up in the negativity of the social media.
That's right.
You use a platform, but she said it's like a battle to convince people.
It is.
You market. You know, she tell people while you sleep, I'm up feeding your feed. So when people search for certain things, you come up first. She said, I tell people don't come up first just because they out there. Somebody is pushing them that when you type in milk, whatever company is pushing marketing, their milk link is going to come up first. But she say it's real hard for the, as she say, my generation to get that concept.
And the funny thing is, it's hard for young people to get the concept. They and this is not a if you build it, they will come type world, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? If nobody knows how good your barbecue sauce is, shout out to Dwayne Thompson with his black-owned barbecue sauce. I'm gonna keep doing that. I'm sorry. But
and fine, because everybody you calling out, I'm gonna call together
the best sauce. Say what, buddy?
I said, and every time you call out somebody's name, I'm writing them down so I can call them to let them know we need a sponsorship dollars.
There you go. You should do that. You should do that. But if no, you know, he has a great marketing scheme through his food truck and through his packaging and the whole 9 yards. But I'm just saying, if you don't know that is an intrinsic part of building your brand, and you just feel, well, if I post it on a Facebook, they gonna come. I probably have. I'm looking over here. I got one friend on here. If Valton can tell you this, if somebody having something, I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it every time. Flyers, what people are doing, they don't do it. And so what you have to do is you have to learn Facebook for real. Not what you believe, but from an analytics standpoint. It's actually very cheap to market and advertise on Facebook, especially locally. But no, you just want all your friends to share it. They not gonna do it. Your friends are like,
nope.
I don't know why they do, why it's like that, but it is.
And
I still like long enough to know. Don't rely on people sharing that.
They'll like on it and keep moving. They'll
keep
like
it
on it
moving.
and keep moving, you know.
And
And
that's
keep it
another
moving.
thing we have to be more willing to do, is to promote and
Yes.
other people up. I always tell people this. I've been a nurse for 32 years. There's some aspect of nursing. People laugh when I say this. I did not know what a nurse practitioner was, and I went to UAB, okay? Graduated from there. No
Mhm.
idea. Learned that later on in my career. So now when I talk to people that want to be nurses, I'm
Mhm.
pointing out, okay, you can have this avenue, this is an option, this is an
Right.
option, all the things I
Right.
didn't know, because my goal is, number one, for someone to go much further than what I had. But
Much
then when I
further.
thought
That's
about
right.
it, I'm like, now I know there were some black nurses with me come along, knew the other options, although they weren't that plentiful for us. And I didn't know. So I'm real mindful of sharing with people, because I'm not thinking, even if I'm doing something you want to do, I'm going to share it with you, because people think, well, we're in competition. As many people it is in this world, it's enough.
Well,
You can sell a sandwich,
I
I can
have
sell a
two
sandwich.
things. I have two things. Number one, um, what's meant for me is for me,
True.
right?
Absolutely.
People kill me. I ain't gonna tell you what I'm gonna do and all
Yeah.
this. Please, I'm gonna tell you, because you might give me some advice. Because when I do
Right.
it, even if you try to reproduce it first, I'm gonna slap it out the park. Because
Yeah.
what God has for me is for me. And
Yeah.
if you
He
and
gave
if
it to
you
you.
are walking on faith like that, you will see it come to pass. If somebody
Yep.
takes your idea, then that's what was meant to be, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Second thing, going back
Yeah.
to my network, going back to professionals that I have developed relationships with, right? Those people are in a position to help me with, anything I want. And they will help anyone I bring. And so what's most important is I have confidence. Not only am I walking in faith, but I have the confidence in myself that I'm ready. I'm ready for any challenge right now. And so,
Mhm.
as I transition into this podcasting thing, I done had a couple of haters be like, well, content is a mug. Well, maybe for you, but that's not my challenge. My
Right.
first guest is John Archibald to talk about his book. You know what I'm saying? And the
Yeah,
water
true.
is book.
Right.
I don't have a
Right.
problem with getting content. So, I stay in my lane. I stay in my lane.
Mhm.
But you know
Yeah.
what, Ivor, bringing it up, this conversation is art. I didn't know Valton. Valton didn't know me. We
Right.
actually started this show in September
Of
2020 and
last
did
year.
not meet till February.
Oh, I'm on early. That's what's up.
No. We're a year old. We're a
No,
year
September
old.
2020.
No, I'm saying in the
Oh,
in I'm going to
oh,
be
the
in the
infancy.
annals,
Yes.
of,
Oh,
of
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Right,
And we
right,
didn't know
right,
each
right.
other. And shout out, as you say, shout out to Carter Law, Beats Entertainment.
Yep.
Carter went after people he didn't even know. And as a result, Andy Stokes, who was on last week, whom we love. And as a result of just Carter reaching out to him, say, hey, this is a little show we got going right now. We just trying to get some artists that are struggling during the COVID times. So as a result, last week, he actually sang the song for us. He has not yet released and
Wow.
recorded
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
because of how he just appreciated us just giving
Yeah.
him that platform. And then we met some people. I was like, wow, I brought my artists,
Yep.
Hmm.
this
Yep.
as a result.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
had one of Prince's people on Lydia Marie out of
Marie.
Minnesota.
Hmm.
Wow.
Lydia Marie was on who did some work
Wow.
with Prince.
I
Yeah, we had
remember her.
the Barcades
Yeah.
were on here.
Yeah,
So
Larry
we've had some
Dotson
pretty.
came on.
Yep. Yep. From the Barcades.
Praise God. I'm so
Yeah, man.
So,
serious.
and
Like
of course our
these are
local
people
talent.
these are people that, these are icons to me. And so
Yeah. Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
to be in the same place is something special.
Right.
Going to
Just-
my my first podcast, for example. I'm Ivor
yeah.
Williams III. And so, my grandfather created the Purple Marching Machine out at Miles College.
Okay.
My dad was hired on at the Southern companies to hire Black engineers. He literally integrated the Southern companies. So I got a big name to live up to, you know, and
you
know, I'm just I'm trying. I got a long ways to go, but I'm trying.
That's good stuff. So my brother Iva was one of the engineers that were brought on. I'm not sure if your dad had anything to do with it, but back in the 80s, I think he became an engineer with Southern
If it was the
Services.
80s, yes, sir. That was my dad.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
Great.
Cool.
Great.
Yeah.
And I was speaking of your father. Share with our audience what just happened in honor of him.
Well, my dad is a proud son of South Titusville, and the mayor, city council, county commission. I want to thank Mayor Whitfin, County Commissioner Sheila Tyson, City Councilor Crystal Smitherman, the people at Alabama Power for really pushing the ball. And that bridge on 6th Avenue right by Memorial Park will be renamed after my father. And just like they've already lit it up with the white lights, and they're doing the streetscapes and stuff right now, but then they'll come back and put the colored lights like they have down by Railroad Park. So not only, are we working to, hold on, let me back all the way up. This started from the South Titusville Neighborhood Association.
Okay.
Our neighborhood association is the one who pushed this, and then our elected officials took the ball and ran with it. And I'm glad I got a chance to bring that up, because a lot of people had, they want to come at the mayor, want to come at the city council, but you can get so much work done by participating in neighborhood associations. I mean, a neighborhood association president, that's who the mayor's scared of. That's who the county commissioner's scared of. So, here again, pay your dues, get involved at a small level, learn people, learn what to do instead of your first run being at mayor. That's just,
Yeah.
And
You
I
said
just
a lot
put
there.
the link to the story in the messages you all on our page, so you can go and read about the bridge being.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. But we're not going to keep you much longer, brother. But I'm glad you were able to speak to the fact that your dad will have those lights and that street paved, because it's important to give folk their flowers, man,
Man,
It's really important, and I'm very happy that that's happening, and if there's anything that we can do for you, your family, or whatever, just let us know. We would love to have your dad come on and talk about his history of Birmingham, my Birmingham, from his perspective, his lens, if you will.
Well, I would tell you, the first thing, give me one story, chance to tell you this story, right? When I first struck out on business for myself, I used to call people, and when I got to their gatekeeper, I'd say, Ivor Williams is on the phone. And so they wouldn't know if it was my dad or me. It ended up being me on the phone, but hey, we here now, so let's talk.
Right.
And I say that to say I never miss an opportunity when somebody asks me, what can you do for me? So I'm gonna ask you right now, Valton. I want to be on your show. I want to be an extra on the movie TV shows you do.
Welcome to Dundre Heights.
Yeah, man. I don't want to act, nothing like that. I want to be an extra so I can have a movie credit. I want to have podcast credits, executive producer credits, acting credits, the whole 9 yards.
You want the internet movie database credit.
That's right. That's right. Well, I gotta add one last thing is I left out my church, 6th Avenue Baptist Church. If nobody gonna watch this thing, my church members gonna watch it. So
yeah.
I love
That's
you all.
right. History.
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
And
Ivor, Roosevelt
6th
Morris
Avenue was
said
very
thank
good to
you.
me as well. 6th Avenue Baptist Church, Pastor Canlow and Pastor John Eppinger, they were very instrumental in the kickoff of Welcome to Dundle Heights, because they gave you an
That's right.
opportunity
That's right.
to have it
That's
at that
right.
church, but because the pandemic happened, we weren't able to do it.
Right.
But
Right.
and John
That's
Eppinger,
why I hit you up, because I knew John Eppinger had acted on there. So at least I can be a stand-in somewhere. I can, be fixing a hot dog or something in the background.
put some Dwayne barbecue sauce on it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, we can make that
Hey,
happen.
Ivor, you have not, cause your ex not right, and he
That's
asked.
right.
Yep.
That's right. And so I may be shy in some things, but a closed mouth don't get fed.
You're right about that, brother. Yep. Well, we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna start filming in October.
Outstanding. And more importantly, I appreciate you all, but more importantly, you let me know how I can help you. Right.
Okay.
I want to share the show, help you get guests, whatever I can do. Carter Law, I admit he was right on it, getting me information and stuff. Very professional. You guys have an excellent background. Things going on in the background are very professional. So kudos to you. Let me
give you some. Roosevelt Morris said, "Thank you, Ivor." Letitia Watkins said, "Ivor Williams and gave you a heart." So you got some fans.
Church members. Those my church members.
Look, 6th Avenue in the house.
6th Avenue in the house.
That's what you call church family. That's the church family coming on in here. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yep.
Yes,
but listen, we're gonna close it out. Yeah, man. We thank you for coming on. We thank you for taking the time on a Thursday evening when you could be watching Thursday night football. Are you ready for some football?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But thank you. And in closing, Valton, your friendship has been valuable over the years.
You,
Valerie, you're like a dear friend already, because your cousin Crystal and I are like thick as thieves. Yeah. So I feel like family with you already as well. So if there's anything I can ever do for you guys, just let me know.
Okay, we will most definitely. This will be a continuation,
Outstanding.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've had the Ivor Williams in the house tonight with the Val and Val Show. Conversation is art, and we've enjoyed having you all join us. And feel free to reach out to us anytime you'd like to. You can always reach me at 205-370-7805. Again, that number 205-370-7805. We love you. We were praying for you. Stay safe. Peace out.
That's all you
Night,
go back to your regular closing.
What? She wants me to go to. She wants me to go to this thing I used to do on an old platform.
You mentioned it, so I want you to get back to it.
Where I'd say, Petey Green had this thing when he'd say, "I tell it to the hot, I tell it to the cold, I tell it to the young, I tell it to the old. On this show, I don't want no lying. On this show, I don't want no signifying. And on this show, you better not be crying. We'll holler at you." Because I ain't lying.